Hello and welcome to the new studio. I do hope you like what you see. So I built a little set, a bit of a backdrop for some of my video introductions, and I've got a table right in front of me here which I can use for my sort of book repairing and cleaning videos. So I think it's going to be a fantastic environment. As you can see, it's all soundproofed, so the sound should be a lot better than it has been where I've been filming in the house, where it's quite echoey. So anyway, here's to the next 100 or so videos in the studio. Let's see how we get on. So sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Okay, so this is the area in the garden where the studio was going to be built. Now, I say studio, it is actually just a glorified shed, but it's a shed that's been built with a purpose. The purpose being to have a permanent YouTube studio, somewhere I can just go along at any point, regardless of what's happening in the house. If we got visitors, if it's busy, if my wife's working from home and got a Zoom meeting, I can just dive in there and get a few videos filmed. So they're putting the base in. Got a company based in Truro who specialise in building outdoor sheds. And they've popped it in the corner there. The studio itself came in these like jigsaw pieces basically. It had already been painted, and they just had to pop it together. It took them the best part of a day to get it built. And there we are. That's the shell. And I'd measured it all out, so it was actually big enough to get everything in that I needed to get in. But it is just a shell, so there's just insulation there. It's just the inside walls. They haven't internally lined it, but that's going to be the next step. And there's obviously no fancy flooring in. So as you leave the house, go past the deck in there, head up to the top end of the garden. Now I had to, this was all overgrown really, so I had to dig out the path with my son Sam, and we picked up some paving slabs off Facebook, just freebies, just until this top end of the garden gets sorted properly. And I just got a couple of breeze blocks there. It's actually quite a step up into the studio. There you are. So that's sort of the route going in. Then inside, we've had the electrician round now, and he's dropped his cables in where the power and the lighting is going to go. So we needed those in place before we could line the studio with the insulation. So there it is, a big pallet full of the insulation. It arrived on a very wet day, and the wife and I between us managed to get it all in out the rain so it didn't spoil, and inside into the studio. And then thanks to my brother-in-law Paul, who is a carpenter by trade, he was able to fit these the walling up and the insulation up, and I gave him a hand as best I could. So we've already got the ceiling in place there. You can see there's about an inch of insulation, so it's really going to keep the studio very dry indeed. The last thing I want is moisture forming inside, although I have, as we'll see a bit later, I have got a dehumidifier which I do pop on every other day. It's not pulling a lot of water out, but maybe an inch a day, so basically the studio is pretty dry. There we go. So we've got a bit of strip lighting in now, and our power supplies. And the next step is for me to go through and fill all the cracks on the walls, cover all the screw holes, and get it nice and smooth, and continue that insulation process. Obviously I'm going to need to lay a floor as well. So there we are. That's all the cracks filled in as best I can. A little bit left to do. Once again, it's just making a really tight seal. And then I've been through with a couple of coats of emulsion now, just the plain white, just to give it that extra bit of sealant. And we've pretty much got our blank canvas now to start working with. Now I definitely wanted to do something about the floor, and obviously I wanted to get the entire building soundproofed. So for the flooring initially, these I got from Halfords. They come in packs of 6, only about £20 for a big pack. And this is like a 1/2-inch spongy rubber underneath. It's designed for garages. Absolutely fantastic. And I've started getting some packs of the soundproofing, the foam soundproofing coming through. It was difficult to estimate how much of that I'd actually need, and in the end I did use absolutely everything that I got ordered in. I finished off the floor now, but I decided I'd like to get it carpeted as well. And there's the dehumidifier. So for the carpet, I just jumped onto Facebook again, and there was lots of people selling offcuts, and I'd had a rough guide to the size. So there we are. So it was a little bit bigger, so I just had to trim it down with a Stanley blade, and got a nice carpet in here as well now, which is fantastic. Big pile of soundproofing still to do. Now I've been to IKEA and I've bought a Kallax 4x4 sort of bookcase, and I got a 2-seater settee as well for the far end of the studio for when I'm not filming, basically. So there's the Kallax bookcase all assembled already. It's on a little stand, so that's going to be the basis of my backdrop. And I've carried on doing yet more soundproofing, and the 2-seater chairs there as well, just for when in between filming. It's all coming along quite nicely, and this whole process has taken from November into almost the end of February, so it's been a 3-month process. Wendy came out, she got some curtains put up over the windows, so the blackout curtains, and I've started moving a few bits and pieces to start decorating the bookcase now, some duplicate books, figures, that sort of thing. As I've been coming across it, I've been pulling bits and pieces out, because these are going to decorate the backdrop and hopefully make it look nice and interesting. So Sam gave me a hand finishing off a lot of the soundproofing. We had to use like a spray adhesive, and we've managed to do all the walls now. So another trip to IKEA, got this little table here. This has been nice, but I found when I've been doing my book repairs, the table's not sturdy enough, so I'm actually going to swap it for a desk that's in the house. And here we are. So I've got the lighting up, and I've actually just about to start filming my first sort of book repair video. But that's going to be sort of the over-the-shoulder videos. That's how the setup will be, and I can put my coloured backdrop. There we are. So I got my black card there, which just leans up against the bookcase, and there I am right in the middle of doing a big long book repair video. Now here's a little look at the studio in detail, as it is for now. Lots more to do, but that's the backdrop for now. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this little tour of seeing how the studio has been built from literally the ground up to where we are today. Now there's still a few teething problems. The table, for example, was not really sturdy enough, so I'm going to have to replace that one with another one that's in the house. Some of the lighting is still, I'm getting used to it in this environment here. Also the microphones and that. So it's going to take a little bit of ironing out, but it's nothing that I cannot overcome over time. So the videos will get progressively better as I get used to filming in this studio, which I think is definitely an improvement. So lastly, I would like to thank my patron and channel member subscribers. So without your support, this studio that I sit in now would not have been made. It's been quite expensive to put together. It's in the thousands, and thankfully most of it has, well, the entire thing has been funded from proceeds from my YouTube channel. But you guys and girls, you make a huge difference, and your contribution each and every month really does mean an awful lot to me, and it keeps the channel healthy, sustained, and I can afford the lighting and the equipment that comes with it. So thank you very much for that. If you'd like to help the channel going forward, do please join either Patreon or the channel member button just down there below, and you will be helping out the channel. And of course you will get, of course, an on-screen credit in all future videos, and get to see the videos a little bit earlier as well. So I think that's enough for today. Once again, thanks very much for everyone for watching as we rapidly approach 15,000 on the channel. Absolutely fantastic. In less than 3 years, we've gone from filming in my kitchen with no microphones and no lighting to a purpose-built studio. It is beyond my wildest dreams. So thank you very much for your support. I shall look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.